We are standing on the edge of the single biggest change in drug policy in American history. If you've been following the cannabis news cycle, you know it's been a long, exhausting road of rumors, delays, and false starts. But as we settle into 2026, the noise is finally turning into action. Today, we are going to cut through the clickbait. We're going to walk through the exact timeline of how we got here, explain why Attorney General Pam Bondi is now the most important person in the industry, and reveal a massive development with Medicare that almost everyone is overlooking. If you are an investor, or just someone paying attention to the intersection of policy and finance, this is the roadmap for the next 12 months. First, let's look at the timeline. It's important to understand that this isn't a random decision, it's a rigorous legal process that started years ago. It began back in October 2022. That's when President Biden officially directed the Department of Health and Human Services and the Attorney General to review marijuana's status under federal law. That directive started the clock. By August 2023, the HHS finished their scientific review. Their conclusion was historic. They recommended moving marijuana from Schedule 1, the same category as heroin, to Schedule 3. For the first time, the federal government admitted that cannabis has a currently accepted medical use. In May 2024, the DOJ formally proposed the rule. Then came the public comment period. We saw over 40,000 comments submitted, showcasing the massive public interest and the polarized nature of the debate. And that brings us to the recent past. In January 2025, the DEA's administrative hearing was cancelled. That was a huge signal to the market. It meant the government didn't want to waste time arguing in courtrooms or facing further administrative delays. And finally, the hammer dropped on December 18, 2025. President Trump signed Executive Order 14,370. This executive order is the key that unlocks the door. It explicitly directed Attorney General Pam Bondi to finish this process in the most expeditious manner. So, where are we right now? We are in the finalization phase. The ball is sitting directly on Pam Bondi's desk at the DOJ. Her job is to publish the final rule in the Federal Register. Once that ink is dry, the move to Schedule 3 typically becomes law 30 days later. You might be asking, why the delay in early 2026? The DOJ is likely bulletproofing the language. They know that prohibitionist groups are waiting to file lawsuits to block the move. By taking these extra few weeks, they are ensuring the legal foundation is unshakable. But make no mistake, the order has been given. We are simply waiting for the final signature. But while everyone is watching the DOJ, something arguably bigger is happening at Medicare that the mainstream media is completely missing. Reports indicate that the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, the CMS, have finalized rules for a pilot program expected to launch around April of this year. This program aims to provide reimbursement for CBD products. But we aren't talking about the oils you see at a gas station counter. We're talking about FDA-regulated, GMP-certified products designed for seniors and veterans to treat chronic pain and anxiety. Think about the implications. The federal government is preparing to pay for cannabinoid therapy through Medicare. This moves CBD from the supplement shelf to the pharmacy shelf. It is the ultimate validation of medical cannabis as a legitimate pharmaceutical category. So, what is the vision for the industry in 2026? The green rush of 2018, the era of wild speculation and hype, is dead. The medical industrial era has begun. The biggest immediate financial catalyst is the death of Tax Code 280E. Currently, cannabis companies are taxed on their gross profit because they are treated as traffickers of a Schedule 1 substance. They can't deduct normal business expenses like rent, payroll, or marketing. Once Schedule 3 hits, 280E disappears. This instantly transforms the cash flow of the entire sector. Companies that were bleeding money could become profitable overnight, not because they sold more product, but because their tax rate plummeted from 70% to 21%. But as we look at the landscape, you have to be selective. The winners in this new environment won't be the companies with the best social media presence. They will be the companies with the infrastructure. We're looking for the operators who can pass a federal inspection, the ones who have the certifications to sell to Medicare, and the ones who have spent years preparing for a pharmaceutical-grade supply chain. As the legal risk lowers, we expect institutional capital, the big banks and pension funds, to slowly start entering the space. And keep an eye on Big Pharma. With the threat of federal prosecution removed, they are going to be looking for acquisitions to bolster their pain management portfolios. The timeline is set. The rules are written. Now, we watch the Federal Register for that final signature. Thanks for watching. Keep your eyes on the news, stay focused on the fundamentals, and we'll see you in the next update. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the changing world of finance.